Nothing is permanent except change, said the Greek philosopher Heraclitus 2,500 years ago. To live is to change. And whenever there's an important change or a new beginning in the life of an individual or a community, there are ceremonies and rites to mark those significant changes. Psychologically, it's important to acknowledge the transition from the old to the new, from the past to the future, from what was to what is to be. Now, we often use commissioning ceremonies to mark new beginnings, especially if the changes are planned and intentional, if they're the result of careful planning and preparation and training. It's a way of showing that something or someone is now judged fit and ready to begin. Each of the Gospels ends with a commissioning of some sort, a way of making the transition from the time when Jesus physically walked the earth with his disciples to the time after his ascension, when they learned to recognise his presence among them in a different way. Now, today's readings provide us with Luke's version of that commission. You will receive power when the Holy Spirit comes on you, and then you will be my witnesses, not only in Jerusalem, but throughout Judea and Samaria, and indeed to the ends of the earth. In our liturgical life, the Feast of the Ascension marks a transition between the resurrection of Christ at Easter and the coming of the Holy Spirit at Pentecost. It's an opportune time for us to reflect on our own commissioning as disciples of the Lord and to ask ourselves if we and our community remain fit for purpose. St. Ignatius offered us a challenging way of checking our status. What have I done for Christ? What am I doing for Christ? And what will I do for Christ? We might look to the way we celebrate Christ's ongoing presence. What's the quality of our listening to his words and teaching in the Scriptures? How do we communicate this teaching and spirit of Christ to others? Are we open and welcoming to others? Do we invite them to join the family of Christ? In our own personal discipleship, we're faithful to our commitment to follow Christ through our life of prayer and service of others. We might ask whether our community is fit for that fundamental purpose, the reason why we exist as a Christian family, to be witnesses to the risen Christ and to all people. This daunting task is the greatest of all commissions, but not one we need to fear, because we know that Jesus is with us always in word and sacrament and in the community. He sends us the Holy Spirit to give us power and confidence for our mission. We need to show by our lives, our attitude, our conversations, and above all our actions that God's not up there, somewhere in the clouds, but right here walking beside us, turning our complacency and timidity into something courageous, full of fortitude and wisdom. And now the final question that only you can answer. Is this message addressed to you, or is it meant for the person sitting beside you?